Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into Good Morning Lambeau, and welcome into a Victory Friday here on PTA. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can also text us on the Ticket King text line, 865-658-5824. We're flying solo for the time being. Surprise, surprise. Listen, it was hard to get up this morning. I ain't going to lie. And I'm sure Tim and the guys are still in that carb coma. We'll see if they make it in here at some point. When Emilio said he was going to make it for the morning show, I got to be real. I said, I appreciate you, Emilio. And I just moved on. So he's probably still snuggled up in that race car bed. But let's do this. Let's get the party started right and give a quick shout out to the good folks over at Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. Wisconsin-based since 1992. They specialize in Packers tickets. They're Wisconsin's largest ticket source with offices next to Lambeau and in Milwaukee. Click on the link in the video description that'll send you to their website, theticketking.com. You can register there as a customer for free and go ahead and start shopping for your Packers tickets. Again, that's Ticket King, the official ticket provider of Packer Fan Total Access Live. And I see the chat's already lit up, man. It's going to be a great show. Got a lot of stuff we can cover. We can go in a multitude of angles. Let's start off in the chat real quick, though. Josh Vallanningham said, love balled out. He looked comfortable and poised most of the game. I've been putting a few tweets out there. I've been woke up about an hour and a half ago and started going through the tape. And, the Josh Jacobs play, and we'll show it here in a second, but the Josh Jacobs play where he just jukes the Miami defender out of his jock. Jordan did a hell of a job navigating the pocket there. Got a little pressure from the left side, from his left side, stepped right up, slid left, dumped it off, created the throwing lane there to Josh Jacobs, and obviously Josh Jacobs did the rest. I think Jordan's playing a lot more comfortable, no doubt about that. Nick McSwain in the chat said, good morning, PTA Posse. Hope everyone have a good Thanksgiving. It's nice hearing people say the Packers are out physicaling teams. I don't remember the last time I've heard that. Team is cooking. It's a great point, Nick, and they really are, man. The big thing that sticks out about this game and really the second half of what should have been a blowout against the Vikings, right? I know we ended up losing that game, but that second half, man, when you're down by that much, you go into halftime and you get your ass reamed out by your coach and nothing's going right. And you have the what am I trying to say here? The guts as a team to kind of lock arms and come out in the second half and go, we're not going down like this, right? That's the fight you're looking for in a team. I remember specifically an old NFL film, not too old, but an NFL Films documentary on the New England Patriots, one of the 32 years they won the Super Bowl. And he talked about getting blown out by the Chiefs. And everybody's saying, is this the end of the Bill Belichick era? Is this the end of Tom Brady? All that stuff. And Bill said, when I seen the way we responded in the second half of that Chiefs game, even though we lost, that told me everything I needed to know about our team. And lo and behold, they go on a run and win the whole thing. So that's why, to me, sometimes when you're getting blown out by a team, how you respond in the second half, even though you lose the game, it ain't a moral victory. It's simply you're building off of the success of the second half of, hey, look at what we can do, even when our back's against the wall. So, I'm with you, though, man. They're out physical in teams, no doubt. We got Emilio joining us now. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for
how many times are you going to come to my press conference late?
He did it to himself. That wasn't me. That's appreciate you hopping on, man. How you doing this morning? You awake yet? You got coffee in you?
Slept like a rock. Got the old pack mug ready to go, man. Victory Friday. Great day. Get out shopping. Let's get some Milwaukee tools, some Black Friday deals. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I've been online. As I was cutting up a little bit of tape earlier, I was online doing a little Christmas shopping myself. So
Mandy hasn't bottomed out the credit card yet?
No, it's holding strong, man. Let me tell you, it's smoking though. It is smoking. You remember back in 2010 when the Packers won the Super Bowl, how we were all banged up and injured, and we just kind of limped right to the finish line. That's that card right now, man. It's hanging on. It's taped together. It's we'll get it. We'll hopefully we could put it to bed pretty soon. But man, I'll tell you, this is how it operates. Once Halloween passes, hey, it's Christmas buying season, Clayton. Right? That's what she's telling me. And then it's once you get to Thanksgiving, it's hey, look, it's Black Friday deals. We can't. My favorite line, we can't afford not to get it. You know what I mean? That. And then, of course, you get beyond Christmas and it's Clayton. They're having these Cyber Monday deals, man. Now everything's on sale after Christmas. It never ends.
Dude, if I can get a deal over 30%, it's mine. Anything at 30% off or more is mine, 100%.
Need to set something up where we all hang out and you and Mandy just shop online and me and Jordan hang out and drink coffee and just watch us go nuts because you two love a deal. I promise you that, man. I promise you. How you feeling though this morning after the game? Anything kind of sink in? Josh Vallandigham says hit that like button. Appreciate it, Josh. But Emilio, anything kind of – I know when I woke up this morning, the first thing that hit me when I was kind of recapping the game, and sometimes it's always a blur, it was – man, Josh Jacobs, you look at the stat line rushing the ball and you think, oh, man, that's a bad night. But then you look at what he did in the passing game. The dude is just – and the other thing, I think that just his presence and them having to shut down the run, you could tell the Dolphins' plan was shut down the run. And then Jordan just staying poised in the pocket and delivering on the plays he needed to deliver on, man. But anything stick out to you this morning before we get cranked up here?
Honestly, that clip that the Packers put up of Matt in the locker room, just – saying, hey, mention all the guys like we normally do, that how well of a game they played, all that. And then you just, you go ahead and give that game ball to Robert Rochelle. Yep, exactly. And, I didn't quite hear what happened, but I believe he lost, some friends. And he was just going out there playing for them, gets that fumble recovery. And it's one of those things where it's like, dude, they're not backups or starters in waiting. Even on the special teams or the wee fence, as Matt calls it, like, Valentine took that lick on the first kickoff, got tweaked, and then, Robert Rochelle, you're up. You're gunner next to Bo now, and you can't make that mistake. You got to be ready to go out there. The fact that it happened first drive, and we didn't have any hiccups, I like that. When they sit in the meeting room the night before, everybody raises their hands. Hey, if he gets hurt, who's going in, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's exactly it, and just be ready to step up and play. So love it.
Yeah, and we've got that clip right here for you guys and gals. Everybody's surprised that Emilio's in here. I love it. Holmes MD1 says, Emilio, what are you doing up at this hour? It's Black Friday, man.
He said, wait. You slept like me? Yeah, that's it.
I told you, man, there's Milwaukee tools to be purchased. We got Tim doing this here now.
Good morning.
So we'll give Tim a second to get his feet under him here, and let's go ahead and hit the locker room video of Matt LaFleur. And like Emilio pointed out, Robert Rochelle, obviously it being an emotional win for him. Here's the coach in the locker room. I apologize if there's language, but I'm glad there is. I got to be honest with you. Here we go.
I'll tell you what. Give it up for everybody in this locker room, man. 2 games, 5 days. We handled our business, man. We handled our business. Total team effort. I got to give it up to our defense, man. Hold these guys. 14 carries, 39 yards on the ground. Hell yeah. 5 sacks. Hell yeah. And I'll tell you what. The biggest play, though, they had a 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. And we didn't flinch. And we held their ass on a goal line stand. So give it up for the defense. A lot of guys balled out on offense. Our quarterback was 21 to 28. You We had 25 carries for 114 yards. Shea Reed with 2 tugs. But I got 1 game ball. And this guy had some stuff go down in his personal life and was playing with a heavy heart today. And he kind of set us off, man, by recovering that fumble on the punt.
Yes, sir.
Where's Scoot at?
It meant a lot to me going out there tonight. I lost 2 of my partners earlier today, tragedy, but I still showed up because I love my teammates. I'm going to be here every day.
And we love you.
Right there.
Hey, man, I'm proud of y'all boys, man. Let's keep stacking these days. Let's come in and get ready to go back to work. Pack on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Man, love it.
And when Keyshawn said, and we love you, right there. That is our team summed up right there.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
We got another Scoot on
sounds
the
like we got another Scoot, don't we?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Scooter.
We got Scooter and Scoot. All right. Tim, after you slept on it here, man, how you feeling about this win? Anything kind of like I was telling Emilio, sometimes when we're doing the post-game show, everything's a blur, right? You just watch 3 hours of football, then you're hopping in, trying to get organized. What sticks out to you this morning, man?
We're winning the freaking Super Bowl, boys. Lombardi's coming home. If you can't see that this is a championship team in the making, you're blind. I'm telling you right now. This team reeks of that 96 Packers team, man. We've got a killer defense. We got an offense that's humming, and we've got 53 men that are willing to lay it all on the line for each other. This is what championship caliber teams are made of. Everybody in that locker room is playing for each other. I believe we've got the right coaching staff in the building, and I really believe it. I think we're winning the NFC, and we're bringing Lombardi home this year. Let's get it.
I love it. Love the energy, man. Here's the latest NFC standings as we take a look. IROC says, talk that, Tim. Talk it. There
No, and I don't even have a full cup of coffee in me yet either. Let's go.
You wait. You just wait.
Going to be wired for sound by the time we end this show. So looking at the NFC, the Detroit Lions sitting in the number 1 seed at 11-1. We got them next. I cannot wait for that game. Oh my God. Philadelphia Eagles are 9-2. They're in the 2 seed. Seahawks are in the 3 seed at 6-5. Atlanta Falcons in the 4 seed at 6-5. Then you got the Vikings at 9-2, the Packers at 9-3, the Commanders at 7-5. All right. And then the Arizona Cardinals sitting there at 6-5. Then it drops off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers, all sitting at 5-6. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys at 5-7. So really what you're looking at here in terms of the playoffs, the teams you want to keep an eye on are the Commanders, the Cardinals, and the Vikings, right? And again, if we win out, you never know. Detroit almost slipped up last week. You got an opportunity to go out there and give them an L this coming week and at least see what you build off of, based off of the improvement you've made as opposed to, the earlier matchup this year against the Detroit Lions at Lambeau. So you're going to get a nice little measuring stick game. You could potentially give them an L and drop them down. And then who knows, man, anything could happen. You might be able to catch up and win the North. But regardless, my focus is on Tampa, Arizona, and Washington, and Minnesota as well. Let's get those teams dropping down a little bit further on the standings and let the Packers get a higher seed. But what do you think about the standings, Emilio? Anything stick out to you there, man? Is there anything I'm missing in that regard?
No, I think you're spot on. The only thing I don't like is our 1-2 in the division record. Besides that, we're in good shape. The 9 wins is key, right? It's what they say. It's the first time since realignment that the NFC North has ever had 3 9+ win teams in week 12 or 13. And, we really can. I was messing around with the playoff thing the other day. You can poke around and you can make it happen where we could somehow come up and win the North. The Lions do have to take a couple L's. We kind of need to keep winning out, but it's possible. From where we were last year, trying to see if we were even going to scrape our way into the playoffs to where we are now is awesome. And just being able to kind of take advantage of where this team's put themselves in this position, always being ready sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go to the chat. Reef in the chat says GM offensive player goes to, or he said, good morning. Offensive player goes to the bunch. Great effort by the bunch. Love it. And I threw in here, guys, everyone, make sure you go vote on Offensive Player of the Week. It is here on YouTube. There's a YouTube poll question. Get your vote in there. And like I told AFAM, listen, no stuffing ballots. All right, AFAM, don't be stuffing the ballots. And then Boz comes back, of course, said that's not all he stuffed. I said what I said. All right. And Nick McSwain, of course, stop the count.
True international effort to pressure.
Excellent drop. All right, let's see. Josh Vallanningham, life is good. Victory Friday, diesel flowing. And I got my membership back and get to talk ball with the best people. Couldn't be a better day. I appreciate you swinging through, Josh. You're the man. Thank you for re-upping the membership. What he's talking about is joining the PTA posse here on YouTube. You can join as a member, and that will enter you into the giveaways along with our Patreon group. If you go to patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access, if you'd rather be a member over there, you can do that. That gives you access to some of our chats. Scan the QR code in the upper right. That'll send you to that website, or just go to, like I said, patreon.com and search for Packer Fan Total Access. Multitude of chats. Oh, look at Tim getting segregated.
I was going to do it for him, but they got Tim over there.
Getting revenge on me for the post-game show?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Well, the side jokes that some of these people don't know what we're talking about is hilarious. I'm telling you, it got lit in here after the show last night. We hung out for a little bit, but yeah. So again, over in the Patreon group, got a lot of cool stuff over there, man. We got to get an update on our fantasy football league standings as well. We had a PTA Posse Fantasy League this year, and there's some money on the line for that. So again, appreciate y'all supporting over there. Let's see what else we got here. Holmes MD1. I have been saying for months, run power concepts with any of our backs. They will eat. Then J Love steals your soul through the air. Love it, man. You talk about complimentary football yesterday, Holmes. It was absolutely awesome. I put one tweet out. We'll get to all of them here in a minute, but Matt LaFleur using the jet motion to trigger a hard count and then bringing him back on zipper for the actual jet sweep. I don't remember seeing that this year. I don't know about you guys. We've used that jet motion hard count, but then we just end up snapping, right? We haven't gave the ball to the guy coming back on a zipper. And that was really, really cool, man. Because what it tells you is you've put on tape. I guarantee you the coaches on other teams have talked about, hey, listen, when they do that hard count, they're just snapping the ball on the other side. They're going to get him over there, flex him out, or they may bring him back, but he's not getting the ball. And then bang, for the first time, now you've got that on tape. So guess what? Next time you use the jet motion hard count and then you bring him back on zipper, you can fake that ball to Jaden Reed, and they're probably going to be keyed in on it because they will have watched it on tape, I guarantee you, because it was an explosive run. Just little things like that really stack up, and it goes hand in hand with what Holmes is saying here as well. You know, just running the rock and letting Jordan Love kind of work off play action there for sure. Josh Vallantingham, honestly, I think we can beat the Lions. I'm not nervous about this game, but at the same time, it won't break my heart if we lose. I think that's very well said, Josh. I think we can beat the Lions, but at the same time, hopefully you guys have caught on watching this show of how I approach the game. It can be the worst team in the league. And if they lose, I'm not over here screaming fire people. I'm not over here screaming cut this guy. It's ridiculous. It's the National Football. It happens every single week in the league, right? And now when you get to the point where the Giants are, the Bears, that debacle yesterday, I understand fans calling for jobs. But Matt LaFleur, by the way, we'll hit on it here in a second, but he's now 10th all time. He just passed up Papa Bear Hallis in winning percentage. So Jeff Flaherty is next on the list there, and I think he'll actually get it this week, I believe. If not this week, then next week. If it should be within the next 2 to 3 wins, depending on if we got a loss sprinkled in there, that he could potentially pass him. So
that's crazy to think.
Absolutely awesome. Holmes in the chat. McDuff and Quay were monsters yesterday. They really were, man. They were. Matter of fact, we got a clip here from Quay in the locker room. We need a screen grab of that right there. That look right there. Matter of fact, let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and get it before we lose it. Just throw that up there. Bang. All right, we got it. Here is Quay Walker in the locker room yesterday talking about really this 2-game stint where he's starting to stack some really, really successful days there at linebacker.
You wouldn't?
No, I don't want to give myself too much. I know how I am by now. I feel like I have been playing a little better the past 2 games, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. As I always say, just want to stay neutral. Just keep going, man. See where I can go from here.
Well, your defensive coordinator told us the other day that last week was the best he'd seen you play, and you really bounced back. Was that really important to you after maybe not playing for those kids?
Yeah, for sure. I think the little things just adds up. Leading up into the game, practice walkthroughs and everything, just being locked in. I was really, really locked in the whole entire week through everything. I wasn't saying much. Just make sure I just come out and play my best. And I think that's trying to get over for Sunday.
You wouldn't?
Love it. Just even keel, not giving himself too much credit. You love to hear it. I think with Quay, the biggest thing that's popping to me, and I was looking at some of the tape earlier this morning, there's no hesitation. And you could see it. Sometimes you think you see that while you're watching the game, and then you go back and watch the tape. Maybe I over-exaggerated. I was probably in my feelings a little bit at that moment in the game. But Quay is just playing very aggressive right now. There's no hesitation at all. He's playing like his career's on the line, because it really is, guys. Like, we're to the point with Quay Walker. If you remove these last 2 games, there wasn't anyone in the fan base saying, slam dunk, give him number 1 mock money, right? Tim's probably the biggest fan of Quay Walker, especially of this group. And he's still like, yeah, for the right price. Am I right, Tim? And then you get these 2 games, and it's like, okay, that you see the athleticism. He's got it in him. It's just a matter of playing consistent and being aggressive at the right times and shooting a shot. But Tim, my man, he stepped up big time yesterday, dude.
Yeah, Quay's locked in right now. I really believe it. I think his focus is where it needs to be, and he's just playing really, really good football right now. I don't know if you guys saw this quote. See if I can pull this up here. This was from Ryan Wood on Twitter. Xavier McKinney. Great quote here. Quay is a hell of a player. From the time I got around him when I first came to Green Bay to now, he's obviously growing each game, each practice. But in my eyes, from what I've seen, I believe Quay is the best middle linebacker in the league. This is Xavier McKinney, your future defensive player of the year. He says, I still think he has many different qualities that you don't really see. He covers well. He can tackle well. He shoots. He does a lot of those things. Obviously, he's still growing, and he's kind of going through. He goes through different things, but he's got the mic. That's something that I understand because I had the mic when I was in New York. I know how hard that stuff can be, so I understand him. Try to help him make certain calls out and just try to make his job easier so he can go out there and play fast. When he goes out there and plays fast, there ain't a lot of people who can do what he can do. So that's what Xavier McKinney thinks of Quay Walker, and I tend to agree, boys. I think Quay is rounding a corner here, and you're right, Clayton. He's playing for his not just his job or whatever, but his future in the NFL, really, based on what type of career trajectory he's really going to have. So I hope he continues to ball out and finishes this year strong.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Emilio, based off these last 2 games? I mean, if he's going to play like that or give us a third of a season at that level, I think he's worthy of the mock money. Because, again, like Tim pointed out and like Xavier McKinney was saying, with his athleticism, those guys don't just grow on trees, you know?
Yep. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But, no, yeah, he I was always there backing up Tim because, I mean, we want him to be an elite player after year 1. We want him to be an elite player after year 2. And if he's not, all right, he's trash. Throw him to the heap.
Right.
And you know how many times have we seen players, just find the right if it's a different team or find the right spot, find the right venue, whatever it is, and then they hit their stride. Maybe it just took having a safety with his head on and able to communicate. And like you said, he's got the mic or he's got the green dot. And it's going to stay that way X was talking. But him taking just a little bit off his plate obviously helps. You saw them communicating kind of late sometimes, but they're getting the signals across. You see them slapping their hips. They're pushing up on their hands. All these little hand signals to keep everybody in line. And it didn't seem like we got crossed up too much. It's just Tua was really, really good at layering the ball in there into the second level. So I'm not really mad at it. And I really think Quay has, played well. And just it's never going to be perfect, Quay, but just keep going downhill. And he's steady, right? Besides that concussion, he's out there every single play. So we got to be able to depend on him. And I think he's doing that.
I think that's a great point, Emilio, that you said about his, not cutting and running, and everybody develops at different rates. We are all super impatient, especially with first-round draft picks. We have a lot of guys on this team that if we weren't patient with, they might be playing football somewhere else. We didn't cut and run away from Sean Ryan, and Sean Ryan's playing his best ball lately. We never gave up on him, allowed him to develop. I think we're seeing that with LVN. LVN, we thought, hey, he should be a monster right away. This is year 2 for him. We're seeing him round the corner a little bit, starting to play better. So I don't care where you draft the guy, you got to give them time to develop in this league for sure.
Yeah, I think it's very well said. And, with Quay, the thing to me is, as far as bringing him back, when people ask me, you or they'll make a comment or whatever on Twitter, you're really going to sign him back? Absolutely, for the right price. There's not a player on this roster that I don't want him back. It's just, what price tag are you talking? Right?
Guys, the staff loves Quay Walker. Talk to these coaches. Talk to Goody. Talk to the people in that building. They have his back. He's the mic for a reason. So I don't think they're just going to bail like that. I really don't.
All right. You saw Goody taking notes. They zoomed in on him up in the box. He said, "Let me just, yep, Quay's
You know what
doing
he said?
well."
He said, "Good morning, Lambo. Going to drop at 9:30
Yeah.
in the morning Eastern time, 8:30 Central. I'll make sure I tune in." No,
Jeff Hafley's up there going, Mike Fire, Mike Fire,
Uh-huh.
Mike Fire.
And you know what Quay does well? I know we hit on him a lot for it, but he can kind of be the safety net in the middle. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He can start shoot, not as well as Coop. We've seen that, but he's more of a catch and make the play, but in a safety net sort of way. Not always being explosive, but really not always getting beat over the top in a run kind of thing. Not getting washed out, and
yeah,
he's a good backup plan.
No, I completely understand and agree with that. Like, here are his strengths. Quay Walker's strengths are vertical coverage.
Yep.
He's as good as anybody in the league at vertical coverage. You put somebody on a wheel route. He shut down Saquon Barkley with it last year, if you guys remember, right? Wheel routes, he's your guy.
Yep.
Down the seam, if you're going to run Tampa 2 and you want him to be that mock to drop to cover the 2 and the 3 vert, he's your guy. If you want your mock backer to blitz, like Tim was saying, he's got the athleticism, the quickness and he doesn't use any fancy pass rush moves like Micah Parsons. Like, he doesn't have that in his bag of tools. It's just quick twitch, athleticism, and those are both perfect examples of, look, if the play is predetermined for Quay, all right, all I got to do is flip my hips, and if the 2 or 3 goes vert, I'm covering him down the seam. He's as good as anybody in the league.
Right.
If the play call is, here's what you do, Quay. As soon as the ball snapped, as fast as you can, you just get through that A-gap. He's as good as anybody in the league at that from the mock backer position. It's the processing that's the weak spot of his game. You could tell it's that, and he always, like you were saying, Emilio, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is what you were just saying. He's always going to err on the side of, let me play this safe when I don't truly know, right?
Yep.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It gets frustrating when the team's running for $120 on you, no doubt.
Right.
But as you can see, teams aren't really doing that this year.
But yeah, you're also, I mean, you'll see him shoot a gap, you'll see him get upfield, but you never see Quay as being the one standing next to the quarterback who's already handed the ball off and the running back's 15 yards downfield. Like, Quay will never catch himself right in that spot.
No, I think that's a great point, man. Great point. And I love how they use him, like to be able to be interchangeable there, and put him in a position to, hey, all right, look, let's go ahead and run blitz here, Quay. Let's get a run and go and get into that gap. I think that Hafley he's sat back, he's evaluated now. That's the other thing too, guys. This is a half a season per half. We're in the second half of the season now, but like he watched the tape when they hired him. He talked about that. They immediately signed Keyshawn Nixon, which, by the way, you can hang your hat on the PFF grade all you want, but Nixon is the real deal when it comes to like just situational football of knowing when I need to attack the football. That dude attacks the football better than any corner in the game. He's a safety playing corner, in my opinion. That's how I would describe Keyshawn Nixon. He brings a level of physicality when it comes to the run defense. It's so seldom you see him miss a tackle. Now, you'll see him be late in man coverage, getting his head around that type of stuff. That's one of his weak spots. And the whole point of explaining that is you're talking about the strengths of Keyshawn. You're talking about the strengths of Quay. You're talking about the strengths of every player. And as a defensive coordinator, you go, okay, how can we utilize his strengths? What does he do well, right? Like Coach Lynn says, success is not linear in the NFL. Bill Belichick, 101, he said that he would have guys come to him, scouts come to him, and they go, yeah, that guy can't do this. He can't do that. He can't do this. And you see Emilio shaking his head. What does he say, though, Emilio?
He said, what can he do? Let me know what this man can do on my team.
Right, yeah. Why the hell do I matter what he can't do when we haven't even got our hands on him to coach him up yet, right? Yep. What can he do? What can he contribute to the team? When people hear the old slogan, do your job, the Patriot way there on that big dynasty run, you know what they think it means, Emilio? They think it means shut up and do your job. I'm the one in charge. You do what I say. Do your job. That's not what he's saying. He's saying every single person on the roster, focus on the 2, maybe 3 things that you need to do to have a good game, and just do your job. Just focus on that. Forget what he's doing. Forget what's going on. Just focus on these 2 or 3 things. Like if the game plan is we're going to run a lot of Tampa 2, you just focus on don't be late on your read, flipping your hips and getting down the seam, right?
Right.
sure that you don't get called for a penalty. Don't get grabby on that. Make sure you box out, get your head around. Just the 2 or 3 things that you need to do at your position to be successful for that specific game plan. And that's why I just laugh my ass off at DVOA and some of these other metrics where people are like, well, technically they have the slide, and we cover the analytics. We do that here. But what it comes down to is every single game is different. Every game plan is different. Like what we did well this week has nothing to do with next week. And that's what's so frustrating about the pass rush conversation. Now, all of a sudden, what did we end up with? 5 sacks? Is that what they said it was? Am I thinking right? Now, all of a sudden, the pass rush, now those negative Nancy's will shift their focus to something else like they always do. And then it's the second that we call a game plan where we're not be overly aggressive because we've got a big lead and we get 2 sacks or don't even get a sack, they'll come right back to it and say this pass rush is garbage again, with taking no consideration whatsoever into what is the specific game plan to beat this specific team.
I'm willing to bet 3 or 4 of those sacks came out of 4-man rush, and we weren't even blitzing.
I guarantee it.
And to Quay's point about making a shot when you have a chance, Emmanuel Wilson, 2 snaps, 20 yards. Robert Rochelle, a couple of punt snaps, got a fumble recovery. Wheelan, how many he gets, his opportunities are holding the ball and punting the ball. That's all, and just do what you got to do. Get the ball down, let McManus kick it. He helped us, get 12 points, and then go out there, punt the ball down, get it inside the 20. Just do your job when you're on the field. That's all it takes.
How about McManus with the tackle in the open field on the kickoff? You guys catch that one?
Mm-hmm.
Got the kicker a little dirty. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. McManus has been a godsend, man. He really has.
Yeah.
He's done an excellent job. I'm going to try to find the sacks real quick. If you guys want to talk for just a second, I'm going to pull them up on NFL Pro because I do want to hit on them here real quick. However many we had. Yeah, we had 5 is what it's showing. And I'll do just the end zone cam. Actually, I've got it ready here. Let me just get it on the screen. Give me just a second, you guys. I apologize. I wanted to hit on them since we were talking about it and before we move on, and kind of see because like Tim was talking about, and Tim, I'm sure you would say here, this happens to me all the time. It felt like it was mostly 4-man pressures, right? But sometimes we watch the tape and it's totally different. I don't have the answer to it, but let's watch it real quick. These are the end zone cams for all 5 sacks. This first one being LVN. All right. I will say this too. Pretty cool statistic. 3 of the sacks. 3 of those 5 sacks, Rashawn Gary had a pressure on the play. Mm-hmm. So pretty cool to see him and LVN really cranking it up here on the field.
And I love that we saw this preseason. We literally saw this look preseason and have been talking about it the whole time. Spread on the forefront. Love it.
So this is LVN's
4-man rush. Look at this. Here we go.
LVN's first sack. This is right on the cusp. This is 2nd and 6 play, right on the cusp of the middle 8. 4:21 left in the second quarter. Let's hit it. 4-man rush, and notice how they're eating too. Look at Gary and LVN, both of them, right? And notice what Kenny's doing. You see how Kenny's not. Yeah, Kenny is not pinning his ears back. Watch, Kenny's not trying to get to the quarterback. Look at him just kind of lagging.
Kenny compared to Carl Brooks, completely different rush.
Yep. Then Carl Brooks takes it up the field, forces him up in the pocket, and look who's there to clean it up, LV. And everything is working in unison together.
Right.
And sometimes when it doesn't work, it looks like, man, they got owned. Look who helps finish right here on the play. Look at Gary.
That's a coverage sack. We talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. Tua had nowhere to go with that ball. And every time, not every time, but nearly every time here. Now here's Quay Muggin. I wonder if they send him on this second one. We saw a lot of those quick swing passes and checkdowns and the ball getting out quick, like we talked about. Mm-hmm. When we started dialing up blitzes, he was able to get rid of that football underneath, and they were getting completions. So I loved when we just held our own, rushed 4, and kind of kept him in the well with nowhere to go with the football, and it led to great things.
Yeah, and on that LVN sack, I love his shed. I mean, he had him up 2 hands, and then throw that tackle to the side, go get the QB. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a punch, pull, and swim, or a punch, pull, and rip. What they're coached to do is punch in the chest, grab the jersey, pull them down, and then work over them.
Because D, you can use your hands on defense. Grab that man, chuck him to the side. You need to get to the ball.
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't get outside of the framework of the pads, you're not going to get called for that, right? Yep. If you grab them by the back and throw them, they're going to call that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the second sack. This was the very next play, I believe. So you're officially in the middle 8 now, second quarter, right? And this is a 3rd and 8 play. This is Enigbare with the sack. And here you see you got a double A-gap mug. We call that double barrel. Also, look at the safety over here with Evan Williams, right?
Yep.
Evan Williams showing blitz. Let's see how many they actually bring. Quay Bells, McDuffie Bells, and so does Evan Williams. So it's just a 4-man rush.
Look at that.
Now look at
there's a great example. Look how exotic of a 4-man rush that was, because it looked totally different pre-snap versus post-snap.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did Matt call those? Coffee house? Was it coffee mug? Coffee house when they're up in there?
Called them coffee house. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they probably changed it up because, like, when you're on the field and you call in a call or you're communicating to your players, everybody knows what double barrel means now. In the early to mid 2000s, they didn't know what it meant. It's double barrel. What's double barrel? It's double A-gap mug, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like how what was it earlier? Brady was talking about paint, like running a paint route or Picasso. It's like there's a bunch of different words you can use, and that's it. You just got to kind of find the word that's going to work with your team.
And Enigbare just burst off the line, great jump, beats the tackle like a drum, dude. And Tua obviously never stood a chance, and you see Gary right there as well. Getting in on it. So
that poor tackle didn't even know who to block. He was like, please, somebody help me.
Yeah, this one right here is a lot of fun. So this is what we call a green dog, okay? And obviously we're inside the Dolphins are inside the 5-yard line here. Watch Quay. With the green dog blitz, it's real simple. He is man coverage on 28, the running back. If the running back stays in and blocks, you got the green light to go. If the running back goes out, you're covering him. We call that a green dog. All right, watch Quay here. Ball snapped. All right. The running back, he notices right here is staying in. Let's go get it. Bang. No hesitation at all, man. None. Quay, and that burst, you see it right there. Like they never stood a chance.
That's all I was saying. He's conservative for a second, but when he makes his decision, he's going. He goes 110 mile an hour.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Just a great play there by Quay. Finishing. And again, look at the pressure around Tua. Look at Gary beating the edge with the rip. Making Tua step right up into that green dog.
I like that they talked through the motion. They're flipping. It was man coverage. They're flipping. They're changing assignments. It was Bullard giving it to X. So all that talk is huge.
Yeah, look at that look. That was interesting. So here's the next sack, and this is Kenny Clark's sack. So when they come out, they're kind of showing just your traditional. It looks like a nickel 4-2-5 here, right? And they're showing a combination look like you've got a wide 9 from Enigbare. You've got essentially a 2-eye from, I believe that's Carl Brooks. And then you got Kenny showing the 5-tech and Gary in a wide 9 out here, right? Now watch before the ball snap, they shift. So now you put Carl Brooks at the nose. He's playing 0-tech. Now Enigbare comes down to a 4-eye right here on the inside shoulder of the tackle. And McDuffie's mugging on the outside. So do you guys remember, I hate tooting our own horn, but it's important, like, to understand when we were going in this game, you're lighting the loafers with linebackers this game, right? What we say, you may press into nickel 4-2-5 and bring a backer down the line of scrimmage and show a 34 jam. That's what you got here. This is the defense we ran last year was a 34 jam. You got a 0 and you've got a couple. And typically with a traditional jam, the guards will be covered too. You'll kind of isolate the middle and then your wide 9s. But it's a 5-man front where the nose tackle's playing 0 is essentially what a jam front is. Now, when you watch here, let's see who actually blitzes, though. So you're showing a 5-man front. They've got to know right here, the left tackle's got to block the edge, right? The left guard's got to get the defensive tackle. The center and the guard will probably combo right here potentially. But wait, you've got 5 on the line of scrimmage. What we're going to have to do, if the running back is not going to be in the pass protection, we're going to have to fan right. The tackle's got to kick way out here on Gary, and the guard's got to pick up Kenny, right?
And look at Quay. They don't know what the hell Quay's doing yet. Is he mugging? Look at little mug. Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah, he's actually blitzing. Now, in this case, look what happened. Essentially, you've got Jonnu Smith going out in the route. Isaiah McDuffie was playing Sam, right? He's kind of playing Sam. Even though it's a nickel, he's not technically Sam. He would be the mock, but he's playing like that traditional Sam. In the 90s, that's what a Sam did. You played over the tight end. You had to be willing to cover, have the ability to cover the tight end, which they were much different in the 90s. They were slower than molasses in the 1990s, but you got to be willing to cover there and also set the edge against the tight end. So they end up dropping. It ends up being, looks like man coverage potentially, although everyone else looks like they're in zone. So it might just be the game plan was walk McDuffie on the line of scrimmage, jam Jonnu Smith, which we talked about that earlier in the week. You want to jam these receivers getting off the line to throw their timing off. And it only ends up being a 4-man rush.
Yeah, Inigbare bailing too in the coverage.
Yep. So it's almost like they were saying, all right, let's bracket cover Jonnu underneath. You play bump and run on him there, McDuffie. Jam him on the line. You got 5 yards to just be completely disruptive, and everyone else is kind of playing in zone. So again, you see Inigbare drop back and look at Quay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when you see 2 offensive linemen and a running back not blocking anyone on a 4-man rush, and you got Quay coming free. That is Jeff Hafley in his damn
I was
bag.
just going to say, that's how you know your scheme is scheming for sure.
Because look, again, with Inigbare mugging, the center chooses to go left.
Yeah, and blocks nobody.
Poor 74 didn't have a shot, man.
Yep. And
that was the way we were talking about last night.
Right. They went weak side to the strength.
Yep.
You got Jonnu on the left there, so you're bringing the heat from the opposite side of where your tight end is, and the back goes to the strong side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Walked right into that.
Rashawn maintaining the edge there, that was key on this sack as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just Kenny, it's Quay and Rashawn Gary too.
Poor 74, man.
Yeah. Look how they're working together. Like, watch Quay. Kenny. People see this and go, why is Kenny not just getting after the quarterback? Because he's being patient because he knows Quay's penetrating, right?
Yep.
And then as soon as he does, look at Kenny. Kenny gonna give him a little shove in the back, and he's ready to make the sack. And again, watch Gary, like Tim was saying.
Look at that spot move at the end by Gary here on the right.
Get off me,
Get off me.
Mm.
Yep.
It's hard to believe this dude was just blocking Gary.
Yeah, exactly. And that's your insurance policy, right? Because if Kenny slips or doesn't quite get home, Tua's still got nowhere to go. He's going to run right into Rashawn.
Yeah. It was nice to see Kenny getting the stat column for sure. All right, final one. We were kind of doing this on the fly. I didn't plan on it, but I'm glad we did. This is the Brenton Cox Jr. sack. This came fourth quarter, 31 seconds left. So it is what it is. It's mop-up time, right? But let's watch it. Brenton Cox Jr. is playing that left edge. Looks like a 4-man rush on the surface. They're just kind of playing that soft defense here. So it is a 4-man rush, right? Who is that through the Devontae Wyatt through the spin move and made Tua jump right up into Brenton Cox Jr., right? And let's watch Brenton Cox Jr. on this play. Let's see what the move is here, Emilio, see if we can catch it. Yeah, oh my God. It's a
little
punch
rip pull, a little pull to him.
Yep. Pull and rip. So it's a punch, pull, rip. What you're going to see is Brenton Cox Jr. is going to punch him in the chest. Yep. He's going to pull the jersey and then rip up. And here's the thing, too. What I like about that is he knew he had him beat. Don't worry about going too much rip, because when you go rip, the rule is they can hold you. Okay. Yep. And listen, that it's muddy water there. I don't want to get in a big conversation about that too deep. But when you rip, the hold call is pretty much off the table. I like that he didn't overdo the rip in case he did get a hold call there, right? But yeah, great job finishing the play, Kenny or Devontae Wyatt flush. And you see who was coming back around too, Kenny? Look at that. Imagine Brenton Cox Jr. gets blocked here, right? Look at this running lane for Tua. He can just step right up and take off, right? But watch what Kenny's doing. That's what we're talking about. When he's not pinning his ears back, he's engaging and he's strafing. Watch him. He's taking that away.
Yep. Right. That's called getting off your block, man. Get off that block. We didn't see that last year. We saw a lot of guys getting blocked and just being blocked, not getting off of it. Now these guys are engaging, like you said, quick rip, push them off, get to the next level. That's what you need from your D line.
Yep. Completely agree.
Possum in a dumpster.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for hour one. For those of you listening on the pod, we will see you on the other side for hour two. We appreciate y'all. All right, let's continue to go back to Twitter here and hit this. You guys keep an eye on the chat for me if we got any supers. I haven't been keeping an eye in there. I apologize if I missed one, but we definitely want to keep this party rolling and hitting some of the festive stuff. With it being Thanksgiving, this only comes once a year. We really got to take time to appreciate and enjoy it. This was the guys walking off with the turkey. This is what Emilio was talking about last night with Josh Jacobs. Took the whole damn platter with him with the mac and cheese.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, that plays.
man.
So happy for Isaiah McDuffie, man.
Yeah.
Like, talk about a guy that's been in the trenches for us, does the dirty work, doesn't always get a lot of the recognition and accolades, and he goes out and balls out time on Thanksgiving. That's right. Shout out to Isaiah McDuffie, man. That's Quay's my boy, but I don't know, man. My defensive player of the game, I got to give it to Zay McDuffie, man. Hell of a ball game last night.
Yeah, dude, they've stepped up big time, man. Aaron Rodgers says here too. Second victory Monday or victory morning this week. Life is good. Yes, it is, man. Coffee is flowing like the geese of Capistrano this morning, no doubt about it. The other thing I like too, there he is. The other thing I like too in that locker room video, I don't know if you guys noticed, as LaFleur is talking, hitting the stats, you're kind of focused. Look around the locker room. Everybody's got food in their hand. Did you notice it? Like everybody's eating a piece of turkey, a piece of whatever. It's hilarious, dude. And Josh Jacobs slamming that mac and cheese last night was something to behold.
And you had Bo in the back, like
cheese curds, and my stomach hurt all the time. But I do eat them though.
Yeah, they gave him that rubber turkey leg. He goes, "What is
this?"
My favorite was CV when he said, "Well, it ain't dry."
Yeah,
exactly. All right, so this next clip, it's about 4 minutes long, and it was from the post game last night. If you guys would give me a screen grab real quick. And let's listen to the audio from this. Like I said, it's about 4 minutes long. I think it's worth your time, though. It's a really, really cool shot. Just let me know when you put it up there. We're not far away here.
What do you think? I think we should go with Shug Hafley and Tupac LaFleur here.
I like it. All right, so this was during the post-game festivities. We'll just listen to the audio here for copyright purposes. Make sure you guys go give it a like. It was on NFL. The NFL Twitter account. All right. It's just at NFL. And it says Packers Hall of Famer and now chef Leroy Butler was making sure QB1 got his turkey leg. And it says Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah McDuffie were the players of the game on the Madden Thanksgiving. Here we go.
I think we're muted. We got no audio.
Yeah, here we go. We got it set up. I was trying to get it to where we didn't have any of the music playing.
Oh, yeah,
I got tickled because Leroy Butler, listen to the first thing he says, my nephew.
With the John Madden players of the game. Melissa.
Yes, we are so excited. Not only is it Hall of Famer, a Packer, he's a chef. What have you prepared for us?
I got some good things, because I don't like last year they didn't give my nephew Love a turkey leg, so he's going to get 2. God is good.
Tell him, Leroy.
Justin Hayes said, make sure, from August Allen, make sure Jordan Love get 2 legs, but they didn't get it to you last year. So I prepared this for you guys.
I love it. And how special is it, being a Packer, that the Packers win tonight and you prepared this?
John Madden means a lot to everybody in this game. But to do it on this field and see the patches on all the guys, it's just so humbling to say that John Madden was all about football, but he was all about the turducken. Okay, I want to thank Chef's Table for helping me put it together. But this is a dream come true to be in Lambeau Field to serve it to some of the best.
And these guys are all waiting so patiently. Okay, we can dig in and start grabbing the legs. Jordan, I don't know what you do because you also won. Not only did you get a turkey leg this year, you also got the John Madden Trophy. How motivated were you for this turkey leg?
Oh, we were very motivated. Not getting one last year. We needed a turkey leg this year.
All right, so guys, put the stuff down, start grabbing. And Josh, I know your favorite side is your aunt's banana pudding. We don't have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get them legs, pass them out.
Oh, okay.
Pass them out.
But Josh, let me ask you a game question while you're passing them out.
There you go, nephew. Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. I'm getting boxed out here by the turkey leg. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, sir. Who else we got?
Josh, what was working for you on the ground and in the air today?
Yeah, man. I mean, they had a game plan to come in and, stop the run and make me a focal point. So, we found another way to get me the ball and, out of the pass. And it just planned out to work good.
And how much fun are you having in this offense?
I mean, man, it's hard not to have fun, man, when you got guys and on every position, man, can make a play at any given moment. So, man, I'm enjoying it.
All right, you get your turkey leg. Isaiah, come over here because you were so physical against both the run and the pass. Where did that come from?
I mean, it's just preparation all week. Just collectively as the defense, just playing together and playing as a team.
As he's chewing.
Awesome. Wait, you guys are playing to the crowd. Jordan, come back in here. Leroy's standing here, so we want to know how the turkey leg is.
It's delicious. It's very good.
My God.
We also, what'd you say, John?
Mac and cheese kind of good too.
So mac and cheese is your favorite side. Will you grab him a fork? Here comes the fork from underneath the table.
Take that thing, that dude.
My man Josh went back
What are
for
you guys
thirds on
most
that mac and
thankful for
cheese.
this Thanksgiving? Josh? Yeah, wait, I know you can't talk with your mouth full. All right, who can speak? Nobody.
Just everyone in this locker room just buys in and, you know, plays collectively. And, you know, it's just fun playing with these guys. I love them.
Josh?
Faith, family, football, man. Straight like that.
That's what it's all about. Jordan?
I got my family here. I'm very thankful for that. You know, obviously winning games here at Lambeau, I'm very thankful for that. And this food right here.
As you're smacking away, it's hard to talk. Sorry, I know your mom's always told you not to talk with food in your mouth. Leroy, thank you so much for this nice spread. Where are your teammates?
Pleasure.
Your teammates are missing out. There's pie, there's everything. They took the food and yeah. Do you guys? Hey, who wants to grab this and take this into the locker room with you? I think you guys, your teammates deserve it.
I do.
All right, Leroy said he'd do it. Leroy wants to be in the locker room with you guys. You got
Jacob
it. All right,
wiping his hands
congratulations,
off,
guys.
wasting no time. Here we go.
There you go.
And we go.
And we go.
Bye, guys.
We trust his hands.
All right, we don't want to push it too much here, but man, just an awesome clip there, and yeah, just I don't know, man. It's cool to see this whole plan come together. I love what Josh Jacobs said too. They had a game plan to stop me, and we figured out another way to get me the ball. You know, that play too will hopefully show here in a second. Let's go to the chat. I know we got a super chat. iRock, thank you so much for the super chat. But he says, "God is good. Go Pack, go." It's really cool. You guys should dig into Josh Jacobs' history growing up and everything. Really cool story there. We'll leave it for another time. AFAM in the chat says, Goody needs to re-sign Zach Tom ASAP. Could not agree more. Again, there's some people that, hey, well, you don't have to yet, this and that. Listen, you know what you got in Zach Tom. I feel of all the players on the team that you say, okay, do we truly know what he is? On the offensive side of the ball, he's probably that guy, right? I mean, from day one, he's battled himself into a starting position. Obviously, being a late round pick, he's a dude who's been hungry. He's a quiet leader. You never hear from Zach Tom. You notice that? Like, he's never running his mouth. He's just one of those quiet leaders, does his job, shows up every single day. I'd be all about re-signing him right now. I completely agree with that. He says in today's NFL, you have to re-sign your young core early. That's why the Chiefs can sign basically anyone at any time. And the Chiefs, man, the Chiefs are the perfect example now. The Rams were it a few years ago when they won the Super Bowl. Now the Chiefs just continue to dominate. Isn't it funny how they've always got cap room? And all the salary cap doom and gloomers out there, like that, how do the Chiefs always do this, guys? How do they do it? You know, they offered Tyreek Hill a huge contract. It just wasn't enough for him. And they said, you know what? Receiver isn't that important to us. Something we talk about a lot on here, like these teams like Chicago, what did they do in the offseason? They went out and loaded up with the receiver. They put weapons. It's hilarious hearing Bill Belichick talk about that, by the way, now that he's a media guy. Like, boy, they went out and got every skill player they could possibly imagine, didn't they? How's that working out? You're still getting your ass kicked in the trenches.
And
right?
they drafted a punter too, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Got to have that.
Well, we
right?
weren't going to use them, Tim. So
yeah, right. How's that working out for you? Hey, real quick, going back to Leroy Butler, protect this man at all costs. He is a national treasure. And I love when we talk about football and family, you see how Leroy, every single player on that Packers team is his nephew. He looks at them like they're all family. And I'm sure the players look at him like he's their big uncle. And, you know, we talked about him having dinner with Evan Williams a couple weeks ago. There's a great write-up out there floating around on the internet of those two sitting down to dinner and just Leroy kind of sharing some experience and, you know, talking to a young safety about his future in the NFL. And it's important to note that because, you know, every organization has their Hall of Famers and they have their alumni that, you know, they come back and they shake hands and kiss babies and they retire a jersey number or they stand on the field and wave to the crowd. Well, we've got guys like this on our board and in the building, in the meetings, you know, interacting with the team and the players. And it's important because it keeps your history alive. It keeps the lineage alive. And it helps young guys that are in their 20s really understand the history and what the magnitude it is to be a Green Bay Packer. And we owe a lot of that to Leroy Butler this season for sure. And it's going to be fun seeing him along for the ride as we march down to New Orleans and win us a Lombardi this year.
Yeah, and I want to say Leroy Butler's on the board of directors, right? Am I thinking right? Like he got voted in
on the board.
It's absolutely huge to keep those football guys involved. The first thing I thought of when I heard that Leroy had gotten voted on was Tony Canadeo was on there for years, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure there's other players too, but Leroy Butler definitely one of those players that you want there because you could tell he loves the Green Bay Packers. Emilio, you got anything to add to that?
Did you see that thing? I think it was Fox or whoever put it on NBC was like they were interviewing him at the leap where he did his first leap, and he just got worked up talking about it. You know, there's no way you can't have that kind of emotion running through being in Lambeau, talking about your players, talking about your brothers, kind of thing. It's just awesome to see.
Yeah. Coach Lynn says, does Leroy live in Green Bay? I believe he lives in the what is it?
He does not. No,
I think he lives in Milwaukee, I believe.
River Hills. Yeah.
Outside of Milwaukee. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And that's, you got to remember when Leroy played here, you know, we were still playing games at County Stadium, the two games a year. And so Leroy developed a, really strong roots in Milwaukee area, does a lot of charity work down there. And it says a lot about a player, in retirement to not move out of there. Milwaukee is his home. And so shout out to Leroy. He makes that 95-minute drive back and forth all the time up to 1265. And you got to love it, man. That's dedication. He still does a lot of media work too down in the Milwaukee area. So who knows? Maybe he'll get a little Titletown condo or something up here.
On it, right?
Yeah, get another crib, Leroy. Hang out up here a little bit.
Good thing you didn't do the leap down there, Tim. Then what would we be doing now?
I'll tell you, man. The Titletown Flats over there. Looked at one the other day. $1.2 million, I think was the price. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to get through the Christmas season before we can think about that.
Yeah. Let's just get through the shopping spree and we can figure out the numbers.
Just spend all your money and never leave. You just stay there all the time.
Yeah. It would be pretty damn cool though, waking up and you walk out on your balcony and you're overlooking that Titletown field, Lambeau right over to your right. Sun
Mark Murphy out for his morning walk,
let's go, man. Doesn't get any better than that.
First down the sledding hill.
Back to what Coach Lynn said, and what Tim was talking about when they used to play in Milwaukee, a couple times a year and what have you. Leroy Butler said one time, and think about it, this was back. I think Leroy came onto the team in the late '80s, early '90s, right? It was, I want to say it was like '89 or something, '88 or '89
or '90, I think. Yeah.
He said that he and the guys, Gilbert and all of them, used to have to drive down to Milwaukee to get a haircut. Like they had a guy down there that would, would cut them up, and it's a different time. For sure. Yeah. I'm sure there's many players that kind of lived in between Milwaukee and Green Bay. But, Green Bay's grown a lot, though. It's a lot of fun to see it kind of grow and change for sure. Leroy, though, is the heart and soul of the Packers. The fact that many guys, as soon as they retire, they move away. They'll go to Florida. They'll go to California, and then they come back for an alumni game like Tim was saying. And Leroy just wants to be in the middle of it. And I absolutely love it, man.
And always takes time to speak to fans. It does not matter. My mom actually got to meet Leroy a few years back. I believe she ran into him at one of the grocery stores down in Milwaukee. And Leroy took the time to, sign a copy of his book for her and really talk to her. And he's just an example of what being a Packer is. And, that's so important in your organization. You want your legends to be ambassadors for your team. And that's Leroy Butler all day.
Mm-hmm.
No question.
What they say in Sandlot, Tim? Heroes get remembered, legends never die.
That's right.
Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong.
That's right.
It's not like Clayton's ever watched a baseball movie before.
Oh, never. You kidding me? Usually it's right after football season. As soon as football season wraps up in February, and it's like you got a week or two before you really dig into the free agency and stuff and kind of get ready for the draft. It's like, man, is that snow going to melt out there? And when's baseball season start? Now, when baseball season starts, you go, okay, this sucks. When's football going to get here? Right? That's the way that works. But yeah, Sandlot every February, man. I get that itch.
That Angels in the outfield, and then it's all right. Time for free agency.
That's it. Exactly. So I put this tweet out with the Packers blowout victory over the Dolphins. Matt LaFleur officially passes George Papa Bear Hallis in winning percentage. He now ranks 10th all-time in NFL history. So as you can see here, it's a little bit hard to see, but he's sitting at 684 now. And he is he actually tied for ninth? Did I screw that up? It looks like he's tied for ninth there. Hold on just a second. Is he tied for ninth, boys? He is. He is tied for ninth with Ray Flaherty. So he would definitely, with the next win, pass up Ray.
So he's tied for 9th until Thursday.
Exactly. And then we got Jim Harbaugh right above him. Listen, people write off Jim Harbaugh is a hell of an NFL coach. He did some amazing things in San Francisco. His winning percentage is at 687. Then above him is Blanton Collier at a 691. And you can see Vince Lombardi's third. It's going to be a while before Matty gets a chance to catch him. Vince Lombardi didn't coach a long time, guys. He coached 136 games, had 10 full years, but 738 winning percentage. My God, man. And then John Madden at 759. People, you hear Madden and you think the video game, you think the announcer. John Madden was a hell of a football coach, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then Guy Chamberlain there at the top. Again, only 81 games coached. To put that into perspective, Matt LaFleur has now coached 95. So if you wanted to put a 90-game, check this out. If you put a 90-game minimum requirement on this, right, then Matt LaFleur would actually jump up. How many spots would he jump up?
He'd be top 5.
Yeah, because Jim Harbaugh's only coached in 7. Matt LaFleur has coached in 20 more NFL games than Jim Harbaugh, right? Tommy Hewitt, damn right, from 1920 to 24, he coached in only 56 games. He would be higher than him. Nick Sirianni's only coached in 62, and Guy Chamberlain in 81. So you're right. He'd be top 5 if you put that in there. So it's going to be
the rest of the season. Give him the rest of the season. You do 100-game minimum. Worth that, man. Top 5 all time. That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty darn cool, man. Again, Matt LaFleur becoming the tied for 9th all time in winning percentage. I'm sure there'll be people on Twitter correcting me there, as they always do. So it works. All right, let's see here. Next tweet I put out: great pocket navigation by Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs did my man dirty. Let's hit it here. This is what I wanted to point out. Watch our boy Jordan Love navigate the pocket. You guys can see this, okay, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. So watch, he's calling out the mic right there. 20's the mic. Little jet motion. Watch him right here. See the rip. He feels that pressure. And watch him immediately step up in the pocket, slide over, create a throwing lane. Josh Jacobs, and there's the dirty move.
Boom.
It's just hit. I mean, whoop.
And then the finish, too. Like the way he finishes the play. We all talk about him, the jump cut, but right here, look, another 10 yards down the end of this play. Just phenomenal, man.
Using his blocker, even though Jaden Reed didn't get a clean block, just getting in the way enough, right?
Yep, that's right.
Great job, man.
Who we have at the next level there? Is that Tucker Kraft blocking? What is that?
Bo.
Oh, that's Bo.
Is that Bo
Melton.
It was Bo Melton. Look at that.
Here's a guy.
All right, so here it is in super slow motion. If you guys really want to jump in on the – look at this jump cut. Look at – yeah. Oh, my God. Listen, it's bad defense, too, because 11's got to know I've got help to the inside right there, right? Like, you got to know where your guys are and vice versa. But, yeah, Jacobs finishing that run, man. It looks even better in slow motion, does it not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you got to know right here. I got 21 over the top with help, so you want to play the outside shoulder. But Jacobs did. I mean, he waited to set that up though. Huge play. So there's that, and then again the pocket navigation. Just wanted to point that out once again.
And taking the check down, right?
You know what I think?
Forcing the issue.
Looking at it like this, it seems like their linebackers will drop 15, in like their hook curls and stuff. You know how we were getting toasted on the in routes at like the 15 yards? It seems like they want to drop so deep that they're kind of denying that. That's where you see Josh Jacobs, Tucker earlier catching those little dump offs and then making chicken salad out of it, because you only have 5 yards of space. You turn that into a 60-yard gain. They had no idea, but the reason why is because look how far back they are from the line of scrimmage. I mean, those backers are 15 yards back, 20 yards back. That's deep for a hook curl zone.
Yeah. Yep. That's called playing point guard right there, Tim, at quarterback, right?
Yep. That's right.
Just get it to your players, man.
That's it.
You could tell he was looking. It looked like he wanted to hit Reed there coming across.
Right? Like they were creating that conflict in the middle with the crossers. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. And maybe a couple weeks ago, Jordan does kind of force that one. And we've seen him, really kind of hone his skills here in these last couple of games, and he's playing way more disciplined football in the pocket there.
Yeah. No doubt, man. Just an amazing play. Andy Watkins in the chat says, thank you for the insight into the true X's and O's of football. Hey, thank you for watching, Andy. We appreciate you, buddy. Listen, we understand on this show that the and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, okay? We're nerds. I do mean that disrespectfully. Like, we will watch this same play 500 times. We're nerds like that. But the casual fan, the average fan, don't really care about the X. They just want to watch the game, have a couple beers, have fun, talk trash to opponents. That's totally cool. This is not the show for them. I promise you. Like, you'll get bored real quick with this show. But if you like the X's and O's and trying to truly understand the game, not that we know everything, that's far from the truth, but us digging in as fans together with fans of the Packers and trying to understand what happened, why did it happen, that's what we try to do here. So I appreciate you acknowledging that, man. Thank you so much.
If you take this double crosser right here, this mesh concept, you remember watching the Detroit game earlier yesterday where they ran the mesh and kind of circled St. Brown back around. I think that's coming into the offense next week or in these next couple of weeks. I think that's a beautiful play design, and we have the speed for it. I mean, you could have done it with both of them, Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, but just setting up that kind of play, add it to the offense, Matt.
It's a perfect example, too, of a situation where the coaches are going to be watching the Lions tape, right?
Yep.
They're going to see it. It's a copycat league. If they do it next week, Emilio, you will have the floor, sir.
I loved it, though. I loved it.
They got mesh with the high-low concept built into it.
But it sets it up so well. Like, okay, a mesh concept, crossers all day long, man beaters, yes, dude. But when you put that dude in a blender around your other guy, I mean, even if it's double mesh, whatever, you could be a spot right there, a little curl spot, run that around him. It's just an obstruction. I mean, compared to Cole Kmet, who's trying to block people downfield, I mean, all you need to do is get in the way. You don't need to run through people. That's all it takes.
Yep. Completely agree, man. So, again, just an awesome play there. Now, let's move along here. This is the play I was talking about earlier. We'll go full screen on.
This is why Clayton couldn't sleep last night. He kept telling Mandy, the yo-yo, Mandy.
You guys, the verbal beating I take around these parts, all right? Like, when we went to the Titans game, Mandy and Jordan gave us absolute hell because we're geeking out right in the stadium, right? We're standing there and it's, Emilio looks over to me, look at Reed, look at Jay Reed, yo-yo, right? And immediately Mandy and Jordan look at each other and go, hey, Jordan, yo-yo. Yeah, yo. The rest of the game, there's yo-yo, screaming.
She just came in and said that was so funny. That was absolutely hilarious, man.
Yeah, so we have changed it now to when we talk zipper, right? Because that's what Greg Cosell calls it. But I'm tired of being verbally abused. Now, pretty soon, they're like, hey, what about zipper? And we'll have to change it to something else. But anyway.
You guys are over there like.
Sit your butt outside.
Oh, they're like, sit your butt outside. And we're like, yes, ma'am. That's the way that works, I promise you. Matt LaFleur adding a subtle wrinkle by mixing in fake jet hard count, then bringing Jaden Reed back across the formation, what we refer to as a yo-yo or zipper, for the jet sweep. So let's watch it. I'm going to go full screen here for you guys. Check this out. It's so subtle, but as soon as I seen it, I'm like, boy, he is playing chess tonight. You're going to see the motion come across, right? And when you do see it, and on the telecast, you could actually hear him, the right? Green 19 set. And now they're okay. We're through the motion now. And then they're going to bring him back last second. You see the corner settle in. And it sounds silly, but you're talking about wasting 20 yards of energy of that corner going back and forth, right?
And
now
getting his feet flat, too. Now he's set flat-footed. Good luck.
This is the guy who was set to cover Jaden Reed. Jalen Ramsey, right?
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey. Yep. Number 5. So he's all the way across the formation. That doesn't mean these guys aren't going to try to take, but look at the hat count now. As you come across, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to block 4, which means Jaden Reed is the extra hat. So you got 5 on 4, essentially.
Yep. And he roasts that first guy. That lineman coming over had no chance. Just flew right past him.
Did Jalen Ramsey get any action? I got to watch right here. I got to see if he missed a tackle.
No, he made a business decision.
Oh, he did. No, he did miss a tackle. Look at that. Jaden Reed ran right through the arm tackle, didn't he?
Ramsey was over there like.
On my knee.
Let's see it now from the end zone cam, man. This is just absolutely awesome.
But look, so you walk the safety down. Looks like they're in cover 3, but then you see the man coverage because Jalen walks with him. Look at that box. Yeah, 7 in the box right now. 8. I'm sorry. You got the dude lined up right there on Christian, I think. But yeah, your hat count. Split the middle. Boom.
Look at this. Look at the whole defense front going to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Jordan Love selling the play. Jaden Reed has the damn football, and Jordan Love
Already
is
has
selling
it.
the play.
Yeah.
Selling
Already
the
has
play for Josh Jacobs. And again,
it looks like a stretch. It looks like a stretch. You got Zach Tom leaving the end. You got Sean Ryan washing down, getting to the second level on the backer. And it's a run play. It's not an RPO or anything. The lineman can get to that second level. No one's downfield.
Yep. No, it's true, man. And again, what did Josh Jacobs say the game plan was while you were munching on turkey in the post game?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about it. He simply said, they game planned to shut me down, and we found other ways to get me the ball, talking about in that pass we just showed. But here's another example of the defense just completely selling out to, hey, let's stop Josh Jacobs, and then Jaden Reed being the beneficiary.
I can't wait till we run this again and we fake we fake the jet sweep, fake the handoff, and Jordan rolls out of that boot and fires that ball up the seam. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Focus on Tucker Kraft this time. Look at Tucker Kraft. And when everything marries up together, look at this. Look at that block, right? You see him right here? He can block. And then watch him come off of Oh, my God. He threw him out the club, did he not?
Get off me, little man.
He threw him out the club. And then watch him get in here again.
He said, keep going. Keep running, right?
Yeah,
Yep, I got you.
So, I'm sorry. We got to go back. Now that we know that happened, let's key in on the all-22 here. Look at Tucker Kraft on the block. Let's see. Watch him throw this guy out of the club. Just watch Tucker Kraft. Look at nothing else. Take your eye off the ball. Look at him.
He can block.
Get your ass on the ground, little boy. What are you doing?
Next.
Awesome, dude. There's got to be a screen grab of that somewhere. We might be able to get it right here, as a matter of fact. I want to see that defender with his legs in the air. We've been doing that all year long, right?
And watch their backers crash. That is the key of them trying to stop Josh Jacobs. The two left backer and the middle backer, crash. And that opens up, boom. See ya.
Yeah, right here. Look at this. Look at Tucker Kraft. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. That's that screen grab. Kind of looks like Jaden Reed ran through him, but it was actually Tucker Kraft that threw him out the club.
And can we just take a second to circle the man underneath the wires over there on the sideline? 1-3 was blocking his tail off all game last night. All game
No block,
long.
no rock.
I'm not going to mention names, but I turned on a show this morning. And the first conversation, the first conversation, they were being so overly dramatic. The Tay Wicks, it's that drop. It's just got to stop. It's like, listen, I was frustrated with the drop too. Malik Heath catches that ball. Bo Melton, I think, catches that ball. Tay Wicks has got a catch problem. There's no doubt about it. But he caught the next 3 balls thrown to him, right? And he's doing this play in and play out. And who did Matt LaFleur specifically name drop? I think it was in the presser last night. Tay Wicks doing this right here.
Yep.
Walking into the water cooler.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Clayton, but would they be able to catch that ball coming across the middle and taking a lick from the linebacker?
Yeah. Oh, you kidding me? It's the same. It's the same ones who call Romeo Dobbs soft.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It
was worse than soft. A coward. He's a coward is what they said. Right.
Full circle.
Anyway, yeah, full circle. Exactly. But we're going to keep this positive, boys, because this is a Victory Friday, right? And I think we are all caught up on Twitter. Cool. So I've been wanting to try to do that a little bit more. Like, we tweet this stuff out in real time, and it just gets lost in the shuffle. Why not pull it up, go through the recap? It's the best way, really, to recap a game, in my opinion. But Coach Lynn in the chat, Butler and Sterling Sharp were my favorite players growing up. I know, listen, shout out to the
Mine too, Coach Len. Put them on the wall.
I got one back here. I got
mine too. My two favorites as well. Sterling Sharp was the first guy I ever cheered for, man.
Yeah.
First guy.
You know what my first memory of Sterling Sharp was? The original Tecmo Bowl. And I remember thinking every time I played the Packers, it always showed that little cut scene of him catching the football. I'm like, who is this ass? Stand this guy. Anyway, that was before I was a Packers fan. But yeah, Sterling Sharp, man, needs to be in the hall, no doubt. Shout out to the Milwaukee crew. Listen, guys, we have a ton of viewers, a ton of listeners in Milwaukee. The strongest part of our fan base as PTA as a whole, I'm trying to think of the term here, the statistics, the data, suggest it's. I mean, we got like 85% of our listeners and viewers are in Milwaukee. So shout out to the good folks in Milwaukee. Appreciate y'all supporting us. And I know there's somewhat of a rivalry that's created every year between the green and the green package, the gold package, this and that. And the people who are, diehard Green Bay folks will talk like, the Milwaukee folks don't matter that much. And the Milwaukee folks will talk about the Green Bay folks don't matter that much. The reality is both are vital to the survival of the Packers over the years. But without the people of Milwaukee, the Green Bay Packers don't exist.
That's right.
That's a fact.
That's the reason we're the NFL's only 2-market team.
Yeah.
Yep. He said gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives it?
And here's the thing. Let's just all get along, please. And we are this year. We are getting along great. Last year it got a little bit chippy. We had to cool it off.
Oh, why? Because we were 3-6. Oh, what happens? Oh, winning changes that. Wow.
Winning fixes.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Let's see here.
Let me just hit you real quick. Daryl said here, last 2 games, Jordan Love has 4 touchdowns, no wins, been passing dimes the past 2 games. Let me just add to that. He had 68 attempts in the past 3 weeks. Just 68. After our bye, we've only asked him to throw the ball 68 times. He's completed 43 of them, I believe, leaves him at 69% completion percentage. And we're not asking him to do it a lot. His attempts were 17 against the Bears, 23 against San Fran, 28 against Miami. That's beautiful. That's Matt committing to being able to run the ball. Let's make Josh Jacobs our feature, Brooks and Wilson. That's huge. That's what we need to do coming into the winter. It gets colder, kicks are shorter. Keyshawn's starting to return them. Josh Jacobs just sitting over there, just keep feeding him, man.
Yeah. When we look at the stats here now, I think NFL Pros got them updated. Jordan Love, 10 games played this year. He has 2,518 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a rating of 95.4. So he's about to crack 100 rating now. Completion percentage is up to 63%. For anyone who sees the inflated 70, 75, 78% completion percentage across the league, and in some cases, let me put that into perspective. 63%, right? Guess what Aaron Rodgers' career completion percentage was? It was
65%.
65%. That's what Tim's on it today. Let me tell you.
That's Emilio. That was all.
Is that Emilio? It's not Emilio, man.
Here's the guy.
You need to do morning shows more often. You're way sharper in the morning.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That ain't no problem, huh? That ain't no problem.
Well, so
what was his percentage? I forgot.
Yeah, it's only 2%. He's only 2% shy of Aaron Rodgers' career average of 65% completion percentage. It's huge, man. And we see some of the other quarterbacks across the league, and it's, Jordan's playing like guard. Listen, his accuracy is a weak spot of his game. There's no doubt about it. It's inconsistency in the accuracy, I should say, because there's sometimes you'll see him thread the freaking needle, right? Mm-hmm. But again, kind of like the Brett Favre comparison, as Brett said, I threw a lot of interceptions. As long as I throw more touchdowns than interceptions, they'll still let me play, is what he said.
You think God never farted?
Jordan, man, he's starting to heat up. It's exciting. It is really, really exciting. He's only been sacked 10 times this year. That's a really, really cool statistic.
That's crazy to think, man. We were talking about our O-line for a while there. Sean Ryan, Josh Myers, the inside. Elton is tearing it up. Rashid, when you watch that one, Jordan stepped up into the pocket. Rashid had the dude. Kind of just let him go. Don't take the hold. If you trust Jordan to get up in the pocket now that he's feeling a little bit more comfortable, don't take the hold. Let him go right by. I loved it, man. The O-line is definitely clicking, and I'm happy because we were kind of getting on him about, earlier, not getting the run blocking, or maybe it's Steno because he went to OC. Did the O-line take a hit kind of thing? And it's really started to shaping up there. I love it.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little bit better grab here. We'll look at the passing touchdowns, what we were just talking about. So now across the league, so this is the entire NFL here, in passing touchdowns, Lamar Jackson with 27, Joe Burrow 27, Baker Mayfield 24, Jared Goff 22, Sam Darnold 21, and then Jordan Love is 6th in the league right now with 20 touchdown passes and 11 interceptions. And what's crazy is he missed how many games? 3, right? 3 games. So the rest of these guys, Lamar's played the entire year, right? All these guys, I'm pretty sure, have played every snap this year. Yep. So or for the most part, every snap. When we go to rating, let's see how far down he is on rating. He's a little bit lower, obviously, sitting in the 15 spot at 95.4, but he's literally within 3 or 4 points of being in the top 10. So he's right there on the cusp of breaking through in that regard. He's actually got a higher completion percentage than Justin Herbert does at 62.9, who's having a pretty darn good year himself. Trying to see if there's anybody else up here. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, probably your front runner for MVP, mainly because of 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but he's sitting at 67.3%, so he's not far behind that.
I think Saquon's going to do the impossible. I think we're going to get a running back MVP this year if he keeps playing like this.
You think?
I think.
And then what are the Giants going to do when they go on Hard Knocks again next year?
Man, it was so hard to watch. It really was.
I think Giants fans are petitioning for their team to join the CFL or something.
Yeah. Well, you saw that. Did you see that tweet, Tim? They all the running backs. Derrick Henry left. He's crushing it. Saquon left. He's crushing it. Josh Jacobs left. He's crushing it. Yep. And then on top of that, sprinkle in the fact that we took their best safety and heads up player and X. And I mean. And that was the graphic. X has 7 picks. The Giants defense as a whole has 1.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's
so
terrible.
Saquon Barkley.
Thank you.
Saquon Barkley is leading the league in rushing yards at 1,392. Derrick Henry is God. It's just crazy to think about the GM on that Hard Knocks, like you were just talking about, Emilio. Think about this. His reasoning for not re-signing Saquon Barkley, and the difference was just pennies on the dollar, right? He said, "You paid Daniel Jones all this money. We need to protect him. We need to get a left tackle and protect him." Right? Daniel Jones is gone. Saquon's gone.
That sounds like some of that.
True international effort to pressure.
It really does, man. Like how bad do you got to be at your job to convince not even convince your owner, but try to convince your owner that, hey, listen, we need to get rid of our best player because we need to get a left tackle for a player who's not even going to be on the roster, and we're going to have a ton of dead cap attached to it too.
He should have listened to his son. His son was more spot on with some of the ideas anyway. Take Jaden Daniels, take Roman. I mean, that's what he should have done. He should have asked his son at the beginning of the season, what should we do with Saquon?
Think about that. And this is not BS, guys. His kid talking about this on the show. Imagine if the Giants could have gotten Jaden Daniels, and I think they might have had to trade up. I can't remember the exact draft order. They got Malik Neighbors at what pick, Emilio? Was it like 5th?
4 or 5, something like that, yeah.
So Jaden Daniels, I think he went 3rd, if I remember correctly. Regardless, or 2nd, I think he
second.
If the Giants were to have drafted Jaden Daniels, traded up and drafted Jaden Daniels, and you re-signed Saquon Barkley, and now you end up cutting bait with Daniel Jones,
you're done.
Bro, you have one of the most dynamic backfields in the entire league. Like, that's crazy how it can happen just like that.
Because what do Washington have in receivers? You know what I mean? Besides Scary Terry, it's not like they have a crazy receiving core.
Right. It's true. And, with they end up getting Malik Neighbors, so obviously you don't have Malik Neighbors on the roster. But, again, wide receiver is the last piece you put in place. Mm-hmm. They did everything ass backwards. They went and Bill Walsh 101 is wide receiver is the last piece you put in place. When you got everything else, now you go get your receiver.
Right.
They went and drafted Malik Neighbors, and they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a left tackle. Now they lost their best football player, Saquon Barkley. I'll tell you what's going to happen, I think, with the New York Giants. I said this 2 years ago or before last year. I thought Bill Belichick would end up in New York because that's his dream job. I think that's coming, man. If I'm the Mara family, because they love each other. Like, it was I get them mixed up. The current Mara that owns the team, his dad and Bill Belichick were close. Pull up an NFL Films clip and just type in Bill Belichick returns to Giants Stadium or whatever it is to New York. There's a clip before he plays the Giants where he's walking through the old locker room and where they used to dress and stuff under the Bill Parcells, regime. And he gets emotional, starts crying. It's the only time I've ever seen Bill Belichick cry. He cries. He said, man, it's hard not to get emotional. I spent a lot of damn hours in that room. Like, he loved it. He loved it there. I think he's going to end up in New York. Unless Jerry Jones gives him $1 billion to go to Dallas. And then
he ain't going to Jerry World. There's no way.
They'll argue for 2 years and then he'll be gone. That's what I think. So poor Jerry Jones. He's got it rough right now.
Jerry Jones announces the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys is Jerry Jones.
How dare you?
I want to look at one more thing real quick here on NFL Pro. I want to look at the receiving leaders and see where Tucker is. Tucker's got to be toward the top, right, in some of these statistical categories when it
Whatever
comes to,
it is for Yak, I'm sure he's leading it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get used
yards
to
after contact. I'm sorry, not yards after catch. Yards after contact.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Let's see here. It's a little bit harder to navigate. So you go season leaders, right? And then we don't want to go passing stats. We'd like to go – it usually pops up. Here we go, receiving. All right, season leaders. Here we go. We got it now. Now we're cooking with Chris.
Now we're cooking.
There it is. It's right there. There we go. Now we got it.
That's all you need, right, Tim? All right, let's see what we got here. And again, I don't know exactly how to filter out the positions on here, so we're just going to keep every position up, and let's see where Tucker Kraft comes in at. There's Jaden Reed in the 19 spot with 693 yards. Okay. Tucker's got to be close because he, like I said, man, he's having a hell of a year. Is he in the top 70 though? That's going to be the question. Let's see here. Coming down, Tucker Kraft, 55th in the league in receiving yards. So if we were to go up, and it's not even specifying the positions it is. So it's going to be hard to figure out who the tight ends are on this. If we go by receiving touchdowns, so that includes running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, he's 55th. That's wild. Touchdown catches, our boy Jaden Reed was 6, Tucker Kraft was 6. They're both tied for 5th in the league. Tucker Kraft, your tight end 1, is tied for 5th in the league with touchdown catches. That is crazy. George Kittle is the only tight end that's got more touchdowns than him, and he's got 8. Oh, by the way, that dude's probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's crazy, man. Tucker's on a trajectory right now that, he's right behind. He's only 10 catches behind George Kittle in receptions, right? Just crazy to think about, man. Again, we're way over on time. We could do this all day, guys. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If y'all would hit that like button, feel free to sub to the channel. We're going to be going live again this evening, 7 p.m. Central Time, to break down some more of this Victory Friday. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'm sorry we went over, guys. I get caught up in the stats, and I just got to keep rolling here. So
yeah, when Mandy wants peace and quiet, she just sends Clayton up into the room with the all 22 and says, "Go watch it."
Yeah, go watch that. Give me a 3-page essay on what happened in the game here in a little bit. And then I hand her the essay. She just wads it up, throws it in the trash. Goes, "Thanks you for the peace and quiet." That's exactly what happens there. Tim, you got anything else, man?
No, go Pack, go. We're beating Detroit. Check my Twitter. I put a post out. I remember very well the last time we played the Lions in Detroit on Thursday Night Football, and we'll just leave it at that. Aaron and Richie Rogers forever. The miracle at Motown. Hey, the vibe is right. This team is hot. I think Detroit peaked a little early. It's time for us to possibly go ahead and steal this division here if we get on a heater to close out this season. So looking forward to Thursday Night Football. Thankful for you guys. Happy Thanksgiving once again. I'm off to good old Milwaukee for a couple of days. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thanks for everything, guys. Really love what we do here, and blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. Hey, safe travels, man. Emilio, appreciate your time, bro.
Always.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. We will see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Central, as Victory Friday marches on. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack, go.